It's the 2020s, and somehow there are people out there who still hate gays. Maybe a gay scammed them for all their money, or kidnapped their partner, or maybe, even had their village destroyed by a dark army of evil gays. Those would be understandable reasons to hate gays. However, I'd still argue that one gay, or even the dark army, wouldn't represent the whole population of gays. And, like I said, even though the hate would be understandable, I'd still believe it to be wrong. Which is why I'm baffled on why so many people hate gays in the first place. Now, if you ever get scammed out of your money, I don't think the scammer will shout out their sexual preferences before running off with your cash. I don't think they'd leave a gay business card announcing their preferences after kidnapping your partner. And I'm very sure that a gay army doesn't wave a pride flag around while gunning down innocent civilians with an AK-47 while throwing overly fruity drinks as Molotovs into houses to burn them all down. I don't think that's a thing. I mean, I guess most soldiers don't wave any literal flags around that announce their sexuality while gunning people down in the first place, but that's besides the point. Now, it's not that I don't think any of the people who have wronged you in life are gay. I just mean, statistically speaking, it's more likely that someone who screws you over is probably straight. My point is, I don't think most homophobes have a good reason for being homophobes. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are gays out there who are terrible human beings, but their number compared to the rest of the population is so low that I've never personally run into one. I just don't get the hate. I mean, once again, think back to all the people who have wronged you in the past, who have either physically hurt you, have stolen from you, or any number of things, and think of what their sexuality is, and I guarantee you, most if not all of them are straight. Not because I think straight people are scumbags, it's just because, well, we tend to make up the majority of the population, because if we didn't, there wouldn't be much of a population, let's be honest. But just because I get screwed over by straight people a lot more than gay people doesn't mean I hate straight people at all. I just hate that specific person for screwing me over. That seems like the sensible thing to do. Being straight or being gay does not make you specifically a jerk. And then there's that whole fear of turning gay if you watch people who are gay doing gay things in a gay setting. Saying an impressionable 5-year-old who doesn't know any better will turn gay if they see two guys kissing or something. Well, let's just say that can happen. For the sake of argument, let's just say that a kid who is 5 can turn gay because they see two guys kissing is a thing. Let's assume that's a thing. Well, in that case, I have good news for you. You know all those movies and TV shows, books, yada yada, that have a guy and girl kissing? Well, surely that would turn them straight, right? How many movies have gays kissing compared to straight couples kissing? I mean, conservatively, that's at least 10 to 1, and that's if I'm being extremely generous. Look, if you feel something from watching two gays kiss but feel nothing when a girl and a guy kiss, then those kisses haven't turned you into anything. You're already what you think you are. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. Seeing gay people kiss on TV doesn't turn people gay. All it does to a kid who is already gay, it just makes them more comfortable in coming out. They see society, and they think, there's something wrong with me. But if someone out there shows, hey, I'm doing this thing you want to do too, they're less likely to think that. They're more likely to think, hey, someone else is doing that thing. Maybe there's something not wrong with me after all. I mean, let's boil it down even further. Have you ever had a hobby in which you go to a certain community and don't feel welcome, but then you take this hobby to the specific community which likes this hobby and you feel more welcome? That's what being gay feels like sometimes. Well, I assume that's the case anyways. Let's boil it down and take this metaphor to religion. Let's just say you're in a community that doesn't like Christians, but you yourself are one, and you keep it kind of quiet, right? Well, imagine what would happen if you start telling everybody you're Christian. You'd start being ostracized in this specific community, this hypothetical community that hates Christians. Now let's just say there's a movie that came out about Christianity that paints it in a good light and such. And let's just say you went and saw it, and you saw, hang on, I'm not alone. There are other Christians out there, and there are other fans of the movie, and they come out as Christians. You haven't turned Christian because of the movie. You were already a Christian, and you have decided to out yourself as a Christian because suddenly you have people that won't say you're going to hell. This metaphor is falling apart. I never claimed to be an academic dissertation type lecturer type guy. I'm just ranting here. Now, I don't think it's a stretch to say that the largest demographic of people who don't like gays are, well, conservatives. And I'm just going to point out, as a conservative, at least in America, one of the largest worries that conservatives seem to have is about having too many immigrants crossing the border and taking their jobs. Well, if that were the case, I'm just going to point out gays would be one of the solutions. If there were more gay people in the world, less people would have sex, or more specifically, sex that would make babies. The less people have baby-making sex, the less babies there would be, and less babies there would be to grow up to be adults, who would then take your jobs. It's just common sense at that point. Less gays, less population, more jobs available. The other thing? Rainbows. Look, it's not a Nazi flag, which literally is a flag representing a group of people who want to literally genocide another group of people. A rainbow flag is about acceptance and love. If you want to make this religious, I'm just going to point out God has made real rainbows appear in the sky after rain happens, but doesn't make a red, black and white swastika appear in the sky. Therefore, God prefers and supports gays over Nazis. Now, you can argue that gays have stolen one of God's creations to incite blasphemy or whatever. And to you, I would say nothing, because frankly, you're not the sort of person I would want to ever talk with ever. Like, again. Just let them be, damn it. Ah!